All right, this is exciting because we're outside on the 11 Alive patio, and today we're kicking off something new. We're doing Girlies That Grill, and I'm here with the one and only grill master, Jenn Nylander. Hi, Jen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here because I think
Absolutely.
grilling can be intimidating for a lot of people in general.
Yes.
But you're here to demystify it and to get us grilling, and we're going to start with some vegetables. So let's get right to it.
Yes. So we're doing a very seasonal vegetable platter right now. On the grill already, I've got some carrots.
Okay.
And I can actually show you how I've cut them over here. So these are little baby carrots that I got from the farmer's market, cut lengthwise, which I don't think people necessarily think of grilling carrots, nor potatoes.
Right.
Squash and peppers are standard.
Standard.
Yes.
Talk about the potatoes for a second. Sorry to interrupt you, because I know we talked about that was a little odd, if you will, because people might not know how to do it. So how do you go about it?
Yes. So I boiled them just like you would for a potato salad.
Okay.
And then cut in half, and they've been sitting in marinade for about an hour now.
Okay.
And so they're cut in half lengthwise, and I'm just going to throw them on the grill right now.
Okay.
Where at this point you're really just looking to get a little bit of char and some grill marks, but they're already cooked through, so it's not like you need to cook them for very long.
All right.
That was one reason actually I put the carrots on first, because those were going on raw.
Any particular meaning to putting these certain vegetables together, or it's just what's fresh at the market?
It's what I got at the market.
Yeah.
It's what I got at the market, yes. But so summer, you obviously are thinking peppers and squash. Carrots are a little bit of more of a late spring.
Okay.
Okra is one of my absolute favorites.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Okay.
Okra is one of my absolute favorites to grill. And we'll talk about those as soon as I get these peppers on.
Okay.
Or the potatoes. But even come fall, who's ever thought about grilling turnips?
Okay.
Sweet potatoes, you can prep no differently than you would these guys. Just cook them beforehand before putting them on the grill.
All right. And I noticed too, you have a basket there. What is the difference? Tell people, do you need a basket?
So
put everything on the grate?
So it all depends on the size of your cut veggies.
Okay.
Okra is definitely going to go in the basket. I cooked the carrots in the basket. But as soon as I took the carrots out, and right now they're just hanging out on this top shelf to stay warm.
Okay.
I am going to get this baby cranking so it's really, really hot for the okra, because everybody hates slimy okra.
Well, okay, well, let's talk about okra then.
Yes.
We don't want to get it too hot because we don't want to burn things, but okra needs it to be a little spicy. We need it to be a little spicy hot.
It needs to be spicy hot. And you can see this is not cut the way you would normally get okra, in the store, or the little fried okra medallions.
Sure.
It's cut lengthwise, and then when we go to cook it, we're going to cook it cut side down and single layer only, so it doesn't steam itself, so it won't get slimy.
Okay, so I'm learning a lot about cutting lengthwise.
Yes.
And watching my heat temperatures. All right, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And the marinade, let's talk about that, because it smells good. If I do say so myself, tastes good. Okay. Really good, Jen.
Good snack. Yes, so it's pretty straightforward. It's just chopped, and you can put it all in the blender or use an immersion blender or whisk it. It's chopped garlic, cider vinegar, olive oil, and canola oil, and whole grain mustard. And then my all-time favorite that my husband turned me on to, Montreal steak seasoning.
All right. No, that's good to know.
On vegetables, it's on any vegetable. On Brussels sprouts, on okra, even if you're just doing without a marinade.
Okay, I'm going to throw a question at you, Jen.
Yeah.
If you had to have 3 things in your cupboard now that you would want to have for grilling, it could be an oil and a seasoning, whatever it would be, what would those things be?
Just canola oil. Because it's you're cooking-ish high heat. Definitely the steak seasoning, and probably a little bit of mustard.
Okay.
Just those. I'm good with that.
Yeah, all right, good to know. And then after do we let this marinate, the okra marinate long? Because you mentioned we don't want it to be slimy.
It's been sitting here. It hasn't really been mixed yet. It can marinate for a while. It's a little bit more of the cooking process.
Okay.
Again, I mentioned don't layer it upwards, just single layer.
Okay.
Cut side down. And in fact,
ready for it?
I can throw it on
All
now.
right, let's throw it on right now.
We're gonna throw it
because we're
on right
Girlies
now.
That Grill here, and so we're just gonna throw that right on the grill.
We're gonna throw it on.
We are, and you can't really what I'm always worried about is things falling through the grate.
Yes.
So that's what the basket is for,
That's
right?
what the basket's for.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Yep, absolutely.
And also cutting everything lengthwise will help that as well.
It does help, yes.
Okay.
And also, and especially something that you're not, like this okra that we're not going to cook quite as long, it just helps keep it from getting overcooked.
Okay.
If there's one thing that I also love is you can eat okra raw right off the stalk.
Ah.
So you don't need to cook it a ton.
Okay, quick last question to wrap up this first segment.
Yes.
Would you cook vegetables and meat on the grill at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, so you can kind of throw it all on.
You can mix and match however you want.
All right. Okay, perfect. We're going to keep grilling, and we're going to have something delicious at the end of the show.